Hey, what's up, guys? This is the Basic Boys back with the Back to Basic podcast. We're here to be talk about a little bit more spooky stuff. We got a new little co-host here with us, Michael. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up? My name is Michael. I'm a friend of these guys. Went to high school with them. I've been knowing this dude since I was smaller. Him, since I was smaller. Andrew in high school. I just dropping by, trying to get into this little podcast going on. So we'll go on from here.
And of course, I got the boy Francisco and the boy Manny.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Manny. Back here with another video. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing scary stories, as Andrew has mentioned. And excited to have Mike up on the podcast.
Hey, you already know, it's your boy Cisco. Yeah, just like Manny, Mike, and Andrew were saying, we're just trying to see what we could get going on with these scary stories. We got a lot of things we want to talk about today. See if you guys relate, comment down, see what you guys want to talk about, give us ideas for our next, videos too. We like this type of shit.
Yeah, and today Francisco is actually going to be giving us some game on his little scary stories. These are straight from the motherland, straight from Mex. So bro's about to get into it. I don't really have too much to speak on myself, so I'm probably just going to be listening in. But I'm excited about this one. The theme today, that's why we got it a little bit dark in here, is because it's a little scary vibe. So yeah.
All right, so before we get into the whole ghost stories, I got a few to share too. But I'm gonna ask y'all, so what is spirituality to y'all? Like afterlife type shit. Let's talk about a little bit like that. Put your thoughts, some of your beliefs in there, and then we can get into the ghost stories.
I mean, spirituality, what do you mean? Because, are you talking about, purgatory?
Just what you're, if you're religious, your religious beliefs, what are some of your beliefs about the afterlife and stuff like that?
I mean, I do think there's, a heaven and hell. There's, good or bad. But I wouldn't say I'm, a specific, religion when I, Christian, Catholic. I mean, I did practice that growing up. But I feel like as I grew up, it's just, I can't be a hypocrite and say I go to church because I don't. So I just feel I just say I believe in God and I pray to God and that's it.
Mike?
I don't think you answered the question, fool.
I mean, that's hey, you were here saying about spirituality, right?
No, he asked you what you think happens after life.
Oh, the afterlife?
Yeah,
because we're talking about ghost stories here, right? So spirituality, okay. So no, you did good, but also what do you think about the afterlife and what's your beliefs in the afterlife?
Well, I do feel like people either go to heaven or hell, but sometimes I feel like their spirit kind of roams around too, though. So I guess people do kind of look after you at points. I mean, maybe the people that haven't really that didn't really ask for forgiveness when it came to God or something. I don't know, they just fucking, they have to, before they get to purgatory, they have to kind of sit around for a bit and I don't know, I feel like their spirit kind of roams around. That's what I feel like.
You got anything over that?
Man, you want to touch on it real quick?
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't know. I low key think I'd like to think that people go to heaven, but a part of me kind of thinks that we're kind of reborn into another life, because so many people die, so many people are born, and then one of the laws of physics, you feel me, is energy can't be destroyed or created. You feel me? So maybe our bodies themselves, they get old, they pass away, but our spirit, our energy, what happens to that? It's kind of it's hard for me to think that we won't be reborn into another life. I've also heard online that I guess time is relative. This is gonna get kind of deep, all right? So I heard time is relative. So I guess for example, somebody could be on their deathbed. We could all be on our deathbeds right now, and we're having a flashback of our life. So we are currently in a flashback of our life right now while we're on our deathbed.
Wait, I have heard about that. They usually say that when you're about to go to God is making that judgment.
Yeah.
That he or whatever happens. That this is I mean, it's not proven, right? but that there's like a movie that plays in your head like of your whole life.
Yeah. So this could be a part. This could be right here a part of the movie that is playing in our life right now.
Oh, yeah, I get it, but how could it be a replay of the whole movie if you're barely experiencing this shit right now? How is this a replay if you yourself are going through this right now? So you're telling me this is
No, I'm talking about once you die. You guys are talking about something else.
no, that's what I'm saying. Manny was saying like
Yeah, okay.
this could
that's
be us at
different.
our deathbed, meaning, but like this is our fight,
But we're still alive.
but on our deathbed, just breathing, and this is like the flashback before you pass away, right? You're having a flashback of all the days you're going through is a flashback of this. You have already lived this, basically, is what you're saying. This is just a flashback.
Yeah.
That's what Manny's saying.
Yeah.
All right, that I've never heard of that, but that's fucking weird.
Isn't that trippy?
Yeah.
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 I've seen that like on the internet. That's a theory. You know, that's a theory that some people think like this could all just be a part of, you know, our life flashing before our eyes.
No, I mean, for me, right? Like this kind of like what I feel too.
Mhm.
So I have a kind of a interesting take.
Yeah.
I feel like kind of going off what you were saying, like all energy and matter cannot be created or destroyed.
Yeah.
It can only be altered.
Mhm.
So I believe like heaven and hell is more of a state of being. So like when we die, our energy still left on this earth, and our energy, like we continue through our energy, and right as we die, we're shown the life that we were meant to have, right? So as we die, we're shown, that's the judgment. The judgment is like God showing us a life that we could have lived if we chose to like keep growing as, you know, humans. Like to kind of like learn from our mistakes, grow, and like generally follow like the Bible in a sense, right? Like the rule. No, I'm not saying like the Bible is 100% accurate, because I don't think that either. You know, I come from a Catholic background, but I think like the Bible is a living text. It speaks to you in different ways and at different times. Like the same Bible story could hit you different right now to 10 years later, because it could speak to you differently. So it's about the message, and generally how like we're supposed to be growing as people, supposed to be learning, supposed to be like becoming the best versions of ourselves, right? Whatever that means to that person, the best version of that person's self. And so when we die, we're shown what the best version of us could have been versus what we were. And if we weren't too far off the mark, we go to heaven because we try to live that good life. We pretty much made the life that we were supposed to have for ourselves because we try to grow as people. So then our energy lives in peace. The energy that is left here on earth, it lives in peace, and that's considered heaven. Well, when we die, and we die with like regrets and all this negative energy, it turns into that state of mind of hell, because you're like, damn, I could have been this, I could have been so much more, I didn't do enough with my life. So that energy lives in quote unquote hell.
The thing about that, like, I've always been scared. That's what I feel like. I mean, I don't know if you guys can agree, but one of the like I think the thing I fear most is death.
Damn.
Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I go against that faith of believing there's like heaven or hell. Sometimes I kind of question it, because I mean, we don't know all the answers, right? And people can't really answer that for us, except for people supposedly they say they died and then came back to life.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know if I could really like believe it completely. But sometimes I feel like, what if we just die and just nothing ever happens?
That's
it.
crazy too.
Like nothing happens. Like
blank.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's hella crazy.
Like
Because
the
like you
moment-
think you're gonna like potentially see people that you know you wanted to see from the past, you know, and
Yeah.
it just happens. Like you're just like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, that's potentially what you want to see. Like, oh, like now you're gonna go with your family members that you haven't seen in a while, right? And what if you just don't?
That would be insane too. It's basically like sleeping.
I mean, we don't know. That's the point of it. That's why like we have these religious beliefs, because we just don't know.
Yeah, I've also heard that when these people, like how you were going off what you were saying, how when these people die and they have their experiences of the afterlife, when they see Jesus or when they see a light or when they see, like sometimes their spirit rises above and they see, like on their deathbed, I've like seen these little clips where this lady lifts up from her deathbed her spirit and she sees all the family gathered around her, and then like something tells her, oh, you're not ready, sends her back down, you know. And it's like we just don't know, bro. It's real crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's even like certain studies that suggest like the brain releases all these chemicals into your head that pretty much make you high as fuck and make you hallucinate and stuff. And some people say like that's what it's called at that point in time. The brain is creating the image you want to see at your deathbed. That would comfort you the most. But of course, we don't know because we can't actually know what's going on inside the brain. We just see the chemical reaction and stuff like that. Those are just some hypotheses and theories.
Have you guys heard about DMT?
The drug, yeah.
Yeah. What like all right, so I mean I don't know too much about it, but I guess you wanna explain it? Do you
I just heard a little bit.
Okay, all right, but I guess it's just basically like this drug that like, you know, kind of like Andrew was saying, it like taps into the hardwiring of your brain, and I think it's released when you die too, right?
Probably.
And like, I mean, essentially it's a life-changing experience. It's like a hallucinogenic drug. Yeah, I guess naturally occurs in, it says plants. I don't know, but point is I guess it's like this mind altering type of drug that like just changes people's lives, you know? So like, I don't know. I was wondering if you guys knew anything about it. Like,
I mean,
if,
is it kind of like, you know how some people say when they do like acid and shrooms that they have this like third eye opening and like their life changes like in a whole different, they see things so differently that they just have like a different type of kind of mojo in
Yeah,
a way?
exactly. Yeah, it's pretty much that. Like, would you guys be open to taking that? Well, and the reason why I asked too is because a lot of people say that after they take it, they like just become better people overall. They become better businessmen. Like they like all the answers and secrets to life that they ever wanted to know basically become like answered for them.
Hey guys, before we answer that question,
Yeah.
we're being recorded for the internet.
Yeah.
So I am completely against illegal substances.
I know, but and I don't like. I think there's this whole like ceremony. There's this whole ceremony you need to go through, and it's like I don't know. It's trippy. And me, like you guys know me. If anything, I'm probably the person that would least ever do drugs. You feel me? So, like, but I'm just saying, would you guys ever like be into something that would alter your mind to the point to where like all your like life's questions are pretty much answered?
I mean, if I'm going through some shit, like, I feel like that's the whole part of life. Like, you have to kind of figure that out on your own without it. But I mean, if you're going through some shit and you're like, fuck it, then that's a whole different story. I mean, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
say no to drugs, kids.
No, for sure. But I guess one example, right, is there was this guy who he took it and he went with his homie, and I guess like after bro took it, like an hour later, like bro had gone just completely blank, and an hour later bro starts crying and like he wakes up or whatever, and he describes to his homie that his trip was basically he had lived like a whole last lifetime, like 70 80 years in this trip, in this 1 hour trip. He lived 70 80 years. He had a family, he had a wife, he had kids, and then like he snapped back out of it, and then he came back to reality, like, and then all within that like hour time span.
There's just specific therapy that I heard about. Fuck, I forgot. It's like some type of hypnotism.
Yeah.
Where like they like
past life regression or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where like they like it when they're hypnotizing you, you're able to see what you were in the past life.
Yeah.
During that time, there's like a person like guiding you, and they're like, "What do you see?" And like I saw a video of this guy, like he was just freaking crying because like he said that he was like in the army or something like that.
Yeah.
And his like fighter like freaking jet was like getting shot down.
Yeah.
And he was like about to die and shit.
Would you guys be down to do that? I don't
know, bro. That's crazy. That seems scary.
What if we're just high as fuck right now?
No.
What if we're just on a trip right now?
The only time I'd be okay with taking that would be like when I'm probably about to die.
No. This is like, it's not a drug. It's like guys just telling you know how when you get hypnotized. Have you seen when they did that to the Warriors?
Yeah, the fucking.
Yeah, but yeah. So like you just close your eyes and like I don't know. It's weird. But supposedly it shows you like I guess like when you see like when certain things happen in your life, it's because of something that happened in the past too.
Yeah.
So it kind of ties into it. It's like weird.
So would you guys want to know what you were in your past life?
Yeah, why not?
probably.
I mean, I don't think that's why. Like, I don't believe in this past lives, but fuck it, just to like, kind of see. That's kind of interesting, right?
That would be a sick YouTube video.
Yeah.
For all
Yeah.
all of us to go like
Yeah.
find a hypnotist, because they do them like locally, like, so we all find like a person, we go through it and see what they tell us. Only thing I'm worried about is that like I start like tripping because I find out something hella sad like that or something like that, you know, like if I was a soldier and like all my homies died or something like that. Like if I find something depressing like that, that would be kind of sad, you know.
So you guys want me to get straight to the stories or what?
Yeah.
Nah, shit. For
No,
all
I
the,
think we're having a pretty good
I
talk.
know. I
here.
mean,
I
it's a
mean,
pretty
my
good
bad.
conversation.
Damn,
Just cut
okay.
it off. Yeah.
nah, I'm just eager to share these stories, bro. I mean, it's nothing big, but you know, I mean, when he was telling me this shit gave me the fucking goosebumps.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, everybody knows La Llorona.
Oh, you have a personal story?
Well, so Gisela, you know so my cousin's
All right,
dad,
all
which is
right.
my uncle, right? I'm just okay. Yeah. So he was telling me that he was at some river in Mexico, right? And that he was looking for his brother.
Uh-huh.
And he was okay. He had like he has like 4 other brothers, but he was with one brother, but he was looking for another one, right? I know it's
Okay.
confusing, but that
All
he
right,
was
got-
like
so
they
we
were
got
by a
two
river,
brothers
right?
looking for another brother.
Yeah, and that he heard a fucking cry, bro. That it was like the ugliest cry, and that his older brother couldn't hear it, only him.
What the fuck?
And he was telling me, and I'm like, nah, like you know, everybody, all the Mexicans, they just tell you that just like fuck with you. He's like, no, I seguro. Like, I swear, like he said that shit like fucking scared him and shit. Like he was going through the river and he could hear someone just crying, mis hijos, like my freaking kids, like, well, like that, like trippy shit. And I was just like, fuck, like, just think about that. But the thing is, as the legend says, that supposedly, like, younger kids are the ones that supposedly hear her, right, or something like that. I mean, I don't know if you guys can add on to that because I don't know too much about like the
so
backstory to
so
it.
the legend goes
Yeah.
that she caught her husband cheating on her, so she went insane from heartbreak, went out, drowned her kids, and like sank her kids. You call it, depending on the story, some of them are bathrooms, some of them are in a lake, and just depends on where you live. And then like she hides the bodies and stuff. And then ever since, she goes looking for her lost children. So they say sometimes, like, if it's in the bathroom, if the story is because it's in the bathtub, is where she killed her kid, or she stabbed them, because I've also heard stabbing. She'll go home. She'll like wander around at midnight, and if you're being loud and reckless, she'll come and kill you. She'll ask you, "Are you my children?" If you say yes, she'll stab you or drown you.
But what if you say no?
You know, if you say no, she'll move on.
Oh, then okay. Well, I'm gonna say no.
Oh, yeah, but yeah, obviously, but like that's how that's the one of the original stories. The other one is if you're a lost kid near a lake or a river, she'll come looking for you. Like, are you lost? And if you say yes, and most kids do, because like they want help, and it's an older woman, she'll drown you in that body of water. Because she'll think you're her lost kid, if you say yes.
So another one. So he was telling me like a couple like just stories that day, right? And he was telling me another one about duendes. Like what are those called in English?
Trolls?
Yeah. So he was saying that like basically like the Smurfs. I don't know. So he said that he was sleeping one night, and then like that he felt something like jumping by his feet, and that he woke up and then he saw them just like playing by his feet and shit.
What do they look like?
Like that's what he said, like fucking Smurfs.
Blue Smurfs?
Yeah, like just right, like hello them and shit. And I'm like, nah. He's like, yeah. And then he got up crying, and then his brother like he's like, his brother didn't give a fuck. Like, but he said it in Spanish. He's like, "Where the fuck are you, devil? Come on right now, so I can whoop your ass," like that.
His brother said that?
Yeah, like he didn't give a fuck. Like, and I was just like, damn, that's hella crazy. But little shit like that, he was telling me because usually like little duendes, whatever they're called, like I don't know, like trolls, whatever. They usually say that those things like they like try to take the kids away from like their like parents or something like that, like kidnap them and shit. I don't know if that's all real, but like that's crazy when he was telling me all that.
I mean, couldn't it be too that like, I mean, because there's a common theme here, which is that like they're trying to take away the kids. So couldn't it be too that like parents are just making up these stories to like kind of mess with their children and like
Yeah, honestly,
scare them?
that's kind of like what it's always it always comes down to.
But
You say those ghost stories to misbehaving children,
No,
so
but
they won't misbehave.
but I'm a good kid. Now the thing about
Why
like
nah, stop? Why you
no, but
capping?
I mean,
why you ain't no good
he was
kid.
just talking to me. He wouldn't lie about shit like that, like because we were just talking about it, me and him. I'm not his kid. Like I have a cool relationship with him. Why would he lie about
Yeah.
that?
Well, I
Because
mean, I
it's
think,
just it's just what cousins do. They try to scare their little
was my
cousins.
uncle.
Or
and
even
it also
worse.
check this out, right? Like it also transforms because like say they told it to him as a little kid for him to behave, and then him growing up, he genuinely believed it. Like it left a big enough imprint on him for him to remember the story, and he grew up and he always probably had a fear in the back of his mind. So whenever there was like something that was like weird or he couldn't explain it with like any reason behind it, then he would just be like, oh, it's the duendes, you feel me? Or like, oh,
Yeah,
I
have
heard
you
a
guys
story.
ever heard of sleep paralysis?
Yeah, where like you can't move or some shit like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's pretty much you wake up.
All right, yeah.
All right. So you pretty much you wake up, and you can't move. Like you're paralyzed,
Mm-hmm.
and you all of a sudden tend to like see like. Typically, it's they say a bruja, or a witch will come and like start strangling you, and you can't fight back, or you see her at the edge of your bed or whatever, and you can't do anything about it. And it kind of just strangles you, and then all of a sudden you just end up falling back to sleep or fainting because whatever, and you just wake up in the morning just fine.
Yeah.
And sometimes people say they have scars or whatever, but the scientific reason for that, they say is or they kind of see from what they see, like what they're saying. Trying to explain it away by science. Excuse me here, sorry. Is that it's because you're in the state of between sleep and dreaming.
Oh.
So your mind is technically still dreaming, even though you are awake at the same time.
Exactly.
So you're creating those images and creating those feelings for yourself in the state of dream,
Yeah.
but you're actually still asleep.
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
But, like, at the
mind
same
is so powerful.
Yeah, that's what they say the scientific reason, but they can't 100% prove that either. So it could be spiritual, but that's how they try to explain it away with science. That's one of the scientific theories.
Yeah, I mean, I think like, damn, what was I? I was about to say something about that sleep paralysis.
Personally, though, I just want to get this out the way. Like,
Yeah.
I do believe in ghosts. I do believe in spirits and stuff like that. Just want to make that clear.
So, I mean, now that we're talking about spirits, do you believe there's like, do you believe there's a devil and shit, right? Like, do you believe there's like something evil
I
out
believe,
there?
yeah, there's
evil.
a yin and there's a yang, right?
Okay.
There's a positive force of energy in this world,
Oh yeah.
and there's obviously going to be a negative force of energy in this world.
So my mom, I don't know what the fuck she was doing, but she like, I don't know who she was dealing with. I don't know. They gave her this certain book, right? I don't know if it was like the Santa Muerte or some shit like that. But supposedly like this book you have to feed it or some shit like that. Water and bread or some shit like that in front of it or some shit like that. And it'll give you good luck or some shit like that.
Okay.
I don't know why she did that.
After you say that, I gotta say something.
And she didn't. Bro, I guarantee, and I know it's this too. Okay, you know those fucking dolls that they have at the flea market?
Mm-hmm.
Those ones that are like, you could like break their like fucking skin with like a hammer. What is that like material?
Like clay or something.
Yeah, like that, bro. Like that type of shit.
Mm.
So my mom thought I was like fucking with it, right? Like we found this doll, like it started breaking its own skin,
Mm-hmm.
like breaking itself, and then grabbing my mom's like freaking nail polish, the red one, and like putting it all over itself and shit. Yeah, bro. Bro, like nobody, I wasn't doing that. Like we would see things like that, but like who the fuck did that?
Mm-hmm.
No. And there was this one time where my parents got home, right? And they had left the doll somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, they saw like the little like skid marks of like, cause it had like a chair it would sit on, and it was like dragged throughout the whole living room, and then it was just in the like the freaking like bedroom, just like laying down.
That's
And yes,
insane.
and they had
Wait,
seen
so
it.
You're saying
So
that this is a Santa Muerte? This is what
I
it
think
was?
this was that it went inside the fucking doll or something.
Okay.
Because that's what happens. Like when you don't do shit, it goes into shit. And fucking, I don't know. This is my parents told me. I don't know if they're fucking with me. But one night we were sleeping, right? And they said they saw the doll moving, going to the fucking the kitchen, bro. I
That's
swear to God.
insane.
So what happened was, they fucking I mean like they started praying and whatnot, and then they fucking grabbed that doll and just smashed that bitch into like the fucking like trash can and shit. Because when we live in the apartments, remember the apartments? Yeah.
The first time I came across the Santa Muerte, dude, was all right. Look, cause crazy story. I know Mike's cousin. All right. Before I moved to the Bay Area, I knew Mike's cousins. All right, and their mom used to run like a little it was like a little liquor store, a little corner store in Salida, and sometimes like she used to take care of me and my sister, right? So one time I was playing at this corner store, and I'm running, and if you there's a corner store connects to like a taco shop next door. That's what it used to be, and so I ran, and in between there was like a huge ass statue of the Santa Muerte, and like I'm running, and I see it, and I'm like, oh shit, bro, that shit scared me, bro, because it was like dark. It was in between like a little alleyway, like connecting the two, and then I see that, and I was like, damn, what the hell? And I thought it was like, I thought it was satanic, but I think like later down the line, like I figured out some Mexicans pray to it, I guess, because it helps with like the spirits in the afterlife that like passed away. It helps them get to where they need to go. So that's kind of like the backstory, I guess, behind it. But yeah, that tripped me out. That was the first time I ever came across that, and it was pretty trippy.
I mean, I think it's like anything, right? Like when you fuck around with like bad spirits, bad shit's gonna happen to you, right?
Well,
I mean, because to add to that, like the biggest thing around the 90s, or like just earlier on, way even more, sorry, but I guess for like during my mom's time, like when she was growing up, was the fucking Ouija board. And they had a friend that had passed away, right? And they were playing that shit, and they asked the Ouija board like,
Yeah, I heard that.
What?
That's what I'm saying. You didn't hear that
you
noise?
didn't hear that?
what?
There's a noise.
There's no upstairs.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So
What time is it?
yeah. Like, yeah.
So,
10 on the dot.
So they were playing, right?
Mhm.
And she asked like, how's he doing? And they got mad, and it was just like, he's doing fine. And they kept asking, and then they fucking just turned off all the lights, and they got hella creeped out. My stepdad also told me that they were playing it too,
Mhm.
and that this fucking like car that had no batteries in it
Mhm.
started going all around the whole fucking house, bro.
Damn.
No batteries in it,
What
and
the
it
hell?
wouldn't stop, and it was going crazy, bro. Like this shit,
Yeah,
you don't play with this shit,
That's
bro.
one thing I would never play with, even though, like, it's because, like, the reasonable side of me says, yo, this stuff is fake. Like, there's a part of me that knows deep down within that, like, there's energy out in that world that you just can't explain. Science just can't explain that stuff, bro.
yeah, I think I kind of going back to what like I was like my kind of beliefs are that there's gonna be a positive energy and a negative energy out there, and like religion and all that is kind of just conjuring, like doing prayers. Prayers is kind of like conjuring that positive energy around you, and then like when you focus and start trying to conjure the negative energy, yeah, you're gonna attract the negative energy, the negative spirits, the negative, like whatever. But while if you conjure positive energy around you, that's when you get the positive. That's when you get the one called good luck and stuff like that. I mean,
That's crazy.
oh, you got something to say, Mike?
No, I was just gonna. I was just trying to tell one of my scary stories, or the ones that I've heard. It's
Come on, let's hear it.
So
Also, did you ever see that? Your cousins?
no,
No? You
Th-
never seen that?
they had a statue of that book.
Yeah.
Nah, I never saw that, but that's still. But
Do you believe it, though?
Honestly, I never heard about that book in my life, bro.
No, it's a statue.
The statue,
It's a
the statue of that. So the Santa Muerte is like basically you saying like Satanism, is it or?
Is
What
it
is
Saint of
it?
Death?
It's a saint of death.
Saint of Death.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
there you go. See,
So-
yeah.
And it's also like kind of a religion too, in a way, where people pray more to, like it's still under Christianity, but it's a branch of it where they really believe more in this Saint of Death and the power of Saint of Death.
It was
Dang.
like this.
At least that's from my understanding. I could be completely off base.
Bro, it looked exactly like this, but it was huge, bro. It was.
Nah, I never seen that.
Don't they also predict Santa Muerte as the Virgin Mary, but as a skeleton?
Wait, Michael.
No.
Michael said he don't want to tell his story because it's too scary. No, now you gotta say it. Now you gotta say it.
Yeah, now you gotta say it. Now you gotta say it.
Nah, it's because it's the scary story about like when you're driving and we're gonna be driving.
Look, everybody out there, you can't think like that. It's like how you were saying, when you think negative things like that, then everything's gonna happen. You have to be able to speak about these things and just not think like that. You know what
I mean, if you want, just say a couple prayers, conjure that positive energy around you before you drive, and then there you go, bro. I mean, for me, right? Like,
you're not thinking like that when you're out there racing, huh?
That's fun though, bro.
Thinks that Fast and the Furious. Yeah.
Bro, like, I mean, for me, like, that's why I keep a cross dangling on my call it rearview mirror, to protect me from crashes and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, so I crashed. I mean, I crashed recently, and like, fuck, it could have been way worse. I was able to swerve, so I didn't hit anybody, and all that. Yeah, I crashed. I fucked up. It's my fault. But fuck, I don't know what it was, but I walked away from it. I drove off. I jacked up my car, changed the tire, put the spare on because I popped a tire, and the car was able to drive, and I was on that spare till like January from like, yeah.
What happened to what was the incident?
I got a little fender bender.
Okay,
That's all.
okay. And
Hey,
you
I want
just-
you
and
to
just
come
drove
on.
off? You didn't.
You gotta say
show
that. Say that
Huh?
story. Come
And you
on.
just drove off.
Nah.
No,
Hey.
no, I didn't hit
Come
anybody.
on.
Oh, okay.
Why
I
is
didn't
it that
hit
bad?
nobody. I ended
What is it
up hitting
about?
the light pole,
Yeah.
so there's no one to trade insurance with.
Nah. Say
I'm
it.
saying I could have
Nah.
hit somebody.
Tell
Just
me.
look, it's
All right,
good.
all right.
Who was driving?
To
You?
the viewers out there,
Who?
tell
Who
me
told you
why all
Who
the
told you that?
craziest like.
Hold on.
All right. Let me hear it. Yeah. Come on.
Well, I was just gonna say like the scariest things that I've seen have always been at Michael's crib. Like this fool's like no, like this fool like somebody would always be playing a scary movie or like, and you would always be like, oh look, and I'm like, no, Michael, no, I'm not trying to watch that.
Oh, actually. No, okay.
Come on. Say it. Come on. I want to hear it. I want to hear
I'm not
it.
gonna say the one
No,
about
why
driving.
not?
No, I'm gonna say, you know
Why?
the scary story. It's scary though, but it's not gonna be the driving one. I'm
Say
I
that one
want
after.
to hear the driver.
Come
one.
on.
Okay,
just do it.
if I get comfortable, I'll say it.
All
That's
right.
how
Go.
it-
All right. Go.
All right. So, just a quick story. My dad passed last year. So, anyways, my mom told me, one day, I think I was playing basketball somewhere at the YMCA, pretty late. I was staying out when I hoop.
Hello. Hello. Is anyone at the door? Huh? Nah, but I'm a big ass fool. Hold on. Y'all keep talking. I'll be right back.
Bro. Someone's just knocking right now. What the fuck?
Yo, we'll go.
Hey, yeah.
Bro, I told you guys. I literally.
Bro, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Hey,
Yo,
bro, they were knocking, right?
yeah.
Mom's school?
She was asleep.
Oh
Bro, they were
I
knocking,
kept
huh?
yelling for her name and she won't wake up.
What?
no way.
She's snoring. She's breathing.
Oh,
She's
bro, what the fuck? What's up with that?
Bro, Andrew and I heard a noise at first at the beginning of the
Yeah,
thing.
No, I heard
sounded
it.
like something like on this roof. Wait, hold on. Did that noise? Because I'm kind of sometimes bad at hearing directional noise.
Yeah.
Especially when it's far away. Did it come from over there or this direction?
What noise? The knocking?
Yeah.
I think over there, bro.
Yeah, over there. It was over there, yeah. Why?
We're gonna pause the recording.
What?
Why?
You want us to go to?
No. All right, we're back, y'all. Sorry about that.
Damn.
Let's just keep going. Let's not
Nah.
even talk about it. Don't address it. Don't address it.
No, yeah, address it. I feel like we should.
I mean, we.
I was
so,
talk- I was
so,
talking
So,
and, like-
earlier in the podcast, me and Manny heard a noise that kind of came from what sounded like the roof. And then as we kind of getting into the Santa Muerta stuff, there was some like knocking at the door. I don't know if our mics picked it up. I doubt it because it was very.
Yeah.
We could hear it.
You could tell
Or-
someone knocked on the fence on the metal door like the one you have outside.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah. And like I do have a big old German Shepherd Rio in the back, but that definitely came from the front door area.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
And like, I literally, I wish we were just doing this for the camera, but this is like genuinely so raw. Like,
Yeah.
like yeah.
Yeah, it's trippy. But anyways, I'm gonna continue with that story. So,
Yeah, go with the story.
all right. So yeah, I was out that night. Everyone was out that night. It was just my mom home, and there's this wooden chair, a rocking chair that my dad would always sit in every time like he'd want to go to sleep, and he couldn't really go to sleep on a mattress because he had lung cancer, so the lungs would kind of hurt him. So he'd have to sleep on this rocking chair, and then he'd have a little desk where he put pillows on to lay, and he just rock himself to sleep until he's And then one day my mom was just watching TV, and my mom just keeps that chair right there for just memory purposes. And all of a sudden that she just sees that shit go back and forth. Yeah, and then my mom, like, as soon as she did that, like, we have a little like station where my dad, where ashes and shit. She went to go pray for him, like, I hope this is you, this, that, and the other. Like,
I mean, I think that's just
Okay,
him. I feel like that's him saying like I'm okay. You
Yeah.
know? Because like I have a similar ghost story. Kind of around the same time, like my grandpa passed away back in high school. I was getting ready for his funeral, and for some reason somehow a wasp ended up in my room. So I'm over here trying to catch this wasp and get it to go back outside. And all of a sudden, like I peek out my room, and you guys see the hallway, how it's kind of like crooked. You kind of lean out, and you can see like the front door if you look well enough. I kind of look out, and I walk towards like the front, the actual hallway. I'm looking out, and I see my grandpa walking. And when he passed away, his leg was chopped right at this point because of diabetes. But before that, he loved walking. And so I kind of just see him walk by in his navy hat, dark blue navy hat, his blue shirt, and his blue pants that he used to wear, dark blue pants. And like it looked just like him with his big old aviator sunglasses, just walking. And then next thing you know, like, and my grandpa, he was pretty tall. Next thing I know, I run out there. I'm like, what the fuck? So I run out there, sprint out there, and look, and it's this tiny little old Asian man, like complete opposite looking, than my grandpa. And I'm
That's
like,
insane.
whoa. I'm like, and to me, like that was my grandpa telling me, like, look, Andrew, I'm okay. Look, I could do something I love again. I could walk. Cause like he would take off. He would literally leave the house at like 9, 10 o'clock, and then come back at like 1, 2. And like I'll sometimes be taking off, going to practice during the summer, and I'll see him just sitting there on like on a bench or something, just taking a break. And I'm like, hey, Grandpa, you want to ride real quick? I can give you a ride back home. He's like, no, I'm okay. So yeah. So like that's something he used to love doing, and like I think like visits like those, like you had with your mom had with your dad, is kind of like them saying like I'm okay, I'm good now, I'm at peace. I think those are definitely like some of the more positive ghost stories that we can definitely share.
That's funny because like they usually, obviously, like when you like a family member of yours dies, like they usually say that like trying to be there to like protect you. So my grandma, my dad's mom, passed away the same year I was born, so like a couple months before, right? She was very young. She died from cancer. She was what, like 40, 41, 42? Like, she was so young. And there's a picture of my dad's sisters, right? So they took a picture of it in a room where there was nothing in there, no mirrors, nothing. And you could kind of see like a I don't know what it is, but like there's something in the back, bro. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's my grandma, but like not like a face, but like you could see like there's like a figure, bro. Like something. Like why? Like it's just weird.
Like I said, I think it's just their way of saying like I'm always gonna be around. Like another one of the things that kind of hit me hard too, the same thing about my grandpa, was like I was so sad that all of his grandchildren, he got to see graduate, except for me. I was the last one, and he died months before my graduation.
Damn.
And so like I was hella down about him not being able to be there for my graduation. But then when it was coming close to my graduation, I think I was like a week or two out. I slept, and normally I don't remember my dreams, but this one I remember vividly, and I still remember it to this day, because I was, for some reason, like I dreamt that I woke up at school in the library. You guys remember? I felt like I dreamt that I woke up like from like somehow like falling asleep or like being groggy from being up there from doing homework. And I look up and I see a man that looked so familiar to me, but wasn't familiar to me. Like I didn't know who he was, but like I knew he was family somehow.
Yeah.
And he said that he was my Uncle Chewy, who I never got to meet, but it was super close with my mom. And he goes, "Oh, and don't worry, your grandpa's gonna be here soon too."
Damn.
And like kind of saying like they're watching over me, even though they're not actually physically there with me. They're still watching me grow and develop as a person. And don't worry, my grandpa's gonna be like there at my graduation with me. That's kind of how I took it, and that's how I felt. And like after that, I had never stressed about it ever again. I felt at peace about that.
Damn. That gave me goosebumps, bro.
I think everything's giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Everything we're talking about. Freaking I mean, I know I keep just naming like hella freaking random stories, but there's this so my dad has an uncle that lives over there in Mex, right? And you know how those houses in Mex are like, they're not like closed in, they're like, it's weird. It's 2 stories, but there's no like wall that closes it. It's like open. It's weird.
Like there's no fourth wall like facing the street.
Yeah, no, it's just like straight open. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So he had all uncles, but he only had one aunt from his dad's side. So his dad had all brothers, but only one sister. And she used to sleep in this one room, right? And she wouldn't feel nothing. But I swear, everybody that's slept in a room, like 2 or other 3 uncles, like if they sleep in there alone, they say that they feel like a black cat jump on them at night. But there's no black cat in there.
That's crazy.
And she's never felt like that. Like, just her. But everybody else, like, feels that. Like, some type of presence in there.
Yeah.
It's weird, bro. I mean, she passed away now. But, like, that's just weird when you think about all that. Like, it's trippy and shit, you know?
Well, I mean, I think just like we could be, like I said, our energy remains on this earth, right? Whether we're at peace or not is dependent on how we lived our lives. But I think the same thing goes for animals. I think when they pass away, their energy's still left here. And I think they're more confused than us when they pass away. So that's why there's so many more animal spirits. There's so many stories of like, oh, you're walking around, you see a dog and it turns a corner and then you go and you never see it again. Because I think animal spirits are more confused than anyone about when they pass away. I heard it too.
Andrew, bro, is your crib just haunted, my boy?
You know what I think it is? I think it's my cat.
I think it was the cat.
I think she wants to go outside.
No, that does sound like the cat, though.
Yeah, and
that
she's
sounded like it, yeah.
And she's sitting there and she's scratching herself, so she's pawing at the door.
Okay.
I think that's all it is, guys.
Have you ever felt anything supernatural here? Because you said that situation where you saw your grandpa that was here.
I mean, I've never supernatural in terms of like negative energy. No, never negative energy here.
Okay.
This house has been blessed over so many times.
So you do
my
believe
grandma
in, like,
was a healer.
Catholicism and all that.
Yeah, my grandma was a healer.
Speak on it, my boy.
She would do like the ojo or the oha, whatever it's called, like the egg cleansing ceremonies and stuff like that. She'll do that here. So she conjured up a lot of like positive energy
Yeah.
here. But obviously, I passed away when she was 3, or she passed away when I was 3.
Yeah.
So I never really I got to know her on that level.
Oh.
I wish I did. Trust me, because I feel
Yeah.
like I'm a very spiritual person, and my grandma was. So me and her would get along and talk a lot about that.
Yeah.
But nah, I never got the chance to know her like that.
What are your guys' thoughts on like, I guess they say that, like, for example, if somebody's pregnant in the family and then like somebody passes away, it's like reincarnation in the family. You guys believe in that? Have you guys heard of that? Because I guess, well, more recently, like I guess like Kim Kardashian, for example, right? There's this recent like little story that went out that said like she paid somebody to be pregnant with her kid, right? But it's her egg and Kanye West's sperm, whatever. So they had her kid, and like a psychic or supernatural person told her like that baby that's, you know, being born is your dad. Her dad passed away, so they're like, it's gonna be your dad. And then so a totally unrelated event down the line, they're like at a party or whatever, and she's with her son. It turns out her son, it was a boy, and like somebody comes up to them and told her like, this is an old family member. Yeah. Like, do you guys like believe in that? Do you guys think that's possible, or I don't know? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I've noticed that, like, for some reason, when somebody passes away, someone's always pregnant, like, around the same time. I feel like
Think so?
kind of like a blessing in disguise in a way.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I for my family, everything happens in 3s. So yeah, it's kind of weird for us. Like if we have someone pass away, for some reason, like 2 other people pass away shortly after.
Damn.
When someone's pregnant, all of a sudden 2 more people shortly after are pregnant.
Damn.
So everything we know in my family tends to happen in 3s, and it's not like
Well,
direct
I've
family.
heard about that.
Yeah, it's not direct family all the time. It's just like, oh, this person I'm close to has another person that they're close to that I don't actually know that is passing away.
Yeah.
So like that's how I mean it comes in 3s. Sometimes like it's like, oh, my second cousin is about to pass or something like that, right? Or not my second cousin, but like my second uncle, my third uncle is about to pass, and then I find out that one of my friends' uncles is about to pass, and they're really close to each other, and then I find out that like another great aunt or uncle is about to pass. So that's what I mean. It comes in 3s.
I feel like that applies to everyone though, because there's so many people being born and dying every day. Like I'm pretty sure if I like out of the 10 people I know, I'm pretty sure almost 5 out of 10 are gonna have people they know that are dying, and also people that are pregnant. Like right now, even my sister's pregnant, and then her friend is pregnant, and I also found out that my mom's sister's husband's cousin, whatever the fuck, got cancer. My dad just passed cancer. Like, I just feel like that applies to everyone because it's such a universal idea.
Yeah,
You
no, I
go
mean
back
that's
in the
probably
threes.
number
Feel me?
game. If you want to play, numbers game, yeah. Of
That shit
course.
goes for anything.
It just goes for anything.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, for us to kind of, especially when it came to like having all my cousins, because we went from like 0 to 100 real quick. With
Yeah.
Cousins, and, like in terms of little cousins, and like trust me, like yeah, it seemed like those were coming in 3s for
Yeah.
sure. Because when my sister got pregnant, then shortly after my Nina got pregnant, and then shortly like so on and so on and so on. They're literally coming like in batches.
I got you.
But yeah, no, but still, like it's such a numbers game that yeah. And like you're bound to know someone who knows someone who knows.
Yeah.
I want to know that car story now.
Nah, not yet.
Nah, come on.
No, I got some forest ghost stories, summer camp ghost
Go ahead.
stories.
Shut up, go.
Hey, we should all go camping. We should
Hey.
go camping sometime.
And do this
Camping?
podcast again.
Hey,
with some news
but,
stories.
hey,
Oh.
but when I was telling you guys the other day, remember I was telling you that Satanism started in San Francisco?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, you weren't here.
Yeah, you weren't.
Okay, so that's what okay, there was this thing called the Black House, right?
Mhm.
The Black House in San Francisco.
Okay.
And that was the first satanic church.
Bro, y'all be tripping me out right now.
I don't know I forgot the guy's name.
Oh my god.
He looks like freaking Nosferatu. You know the thing from SpongeBob? Like that. No, Nosferatu. You know? Nah, you never mind. Anyways, like, bro, he has like a fucking cape like this. Like, he just looks hella demonic.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, you guys got to see it over. But like, now it's like a whole freaking just like a part. Like, they knocked down the house, and now it's like an apartment complex. But you think that shit's fucking haunted?
I don't know. Probably.
Hey, would you guys be down to visit a haunted spot?
Winchester Mystery House sleepover?
Sheesh, can we do that?
If it, they
I mean,
offer-
hey, our teacher was hella poor and she didn't want to take us. Remember?
Yeah. Oh,
She put on
let's
purpose.
give you guys a quick little story, a little throwback story, bro. This was the like ratchetest thing ever, bro. All right, look. So the school we went to a Catholic school, but they were a little poor. I'm not gonna lie, they were a little poor. So like sometimes we used to get like rotten egg sandwich. I got a rotten egg sandwich one time.
And then he, and then he got fucking that milk spit on his head.
Oh yeah.
Remember that shit, bro? Your
Yeah.
head smelled like shit the whole
Yeah,
day.
bro. It was
Who put it on you?
it was freaking. It was a girl.
No,
I don't.
it was
I don't
on
wanna say
top.
that.
It was on top of your thing, and then like I think you open your locker and it went on top of you or something like
bro.
that.
It was freaking. Can we say names? Yeah. All right. It was Brenda, bro. Cause Brenda, like, what happened was like, I think I got her sweater and I threw it on top of the locker, but I didn't know that there was a spoiled milk carton on there. So her whole sweater got filled with it. So then what she did to get payback, like, she got her sweater and then she threw it on my head. And then I was like, oh no. And bro, that shit smelled so bad, bro. And the whole day I was walking around with freaking spoiled, like the smelling of spoiled milk on my hair, bro.
And I remember he went to the bathroom. You were trying to put like soap.
Yeah.
That shit was not doing anything.
Bro.
And then they had that cheap ass soap, that pink one.
Yeah.
So it smelled like cheap soap in the fucking spoiled the milk, bro. Damn, that
Oh
shit was
my
so
gosh,
funny.
bro. Yeah, but all right. So this was we were in 5th grade, and each grade was kind of famous, like I guess famous for like a field trip that would happen in that grade. So 5th grade, we were all supposed to go to Winchester Mystery House, and so the whole year we were waiting to go to Winchester Mystery House, and then like I think we're like a month out. You know, we're a month away from going to Winchester Mystery House. And we were all doing like this coloring project or something like that, right? And we were using like a shared box with color crowns up in there, and we put our color crowns back in the color crown box. Some crowns are going to be broken, whatever, right? That's normal. It's literally an old ass teacher's coloring crown box, So she looks at one of the crowns and she says, "Who broke this crown?" And she's asking us like, who broke the crown? And we're like, bro, I mean, that was none of us. Like, none of us did that. And if y'all want to take it from here.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna take it. But hold
Yeah.
on. I think what happened was someone left the crayon on the board.
Yeah.
And then she picked it up. She's like, "Who left this here?"
Yeah.
No, it was broken.
It was broken. Oh,
it was broken.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like split in half, and she was mad about that.
Oh, okay.
But this is like, mind you, this is a whole box. Like, she's probably had that since like she's been teaching probably since like 1990 something. You feel me? Like earlier before that. So there's gonna be hella crowns in there. Anyway, she's like, "Who broke this? Step up now to say who broke this." Like, basically, whoever broke it is about to get in trouble, and none of us knows like who broke it. Even if we did, like, it wasn't on purpose. We're all little kids. We're just coloring our little picture or whatever. And she's just like, "Okay, fine. If nobody confesses to this, then we're not gonna go to the Winchester Mystery House." Bro, none of us knew who it was. Like, I swear, like, some of us were thinking like, bro, should we just like lie and say that we did it, just for the greater good of the class? But genuinely, none of us did it. And then she was just like, "Okay, I'm gonna count to 5." And she counted to 5, bro. None of us did it. And then she was like, "All right, that's fine. None of us are going to Winchester Mystery House, bro." So we didn't get to go to Winchester Mystery House because she was tripping over a broken color crown.
I still remember what color. It was a fucking yellow one, the most ugliest one.
Yeah.
Oh, this bitch.
Yeah. And so, I mean, yeah, as we grew older, I think we realized, like, because that was the same year where the 4th grade class couldn't go to their field trip. You guys remember that? The grade below us couldn't go to the Gold Rush. We went to we went to Sacramento, the Gold Rush for 4th grade, and like we minded gold or whatever, I don't know, something like that. And so the 4th graders couldn't go. So I think the 5th graders obviously couldn't go. But I just feel like maybe she felt too bad telling us like, "Look, we don't have the money to do it. Like, let's just make something up." You feel me?
Hey, do you guys like? This is like a little bit off topic because we're talking about field trips. But in 8th grade, like before we went to high school, we went to St. Francis, right? We had to go to this thing called Cottertail's Creek. Did you guys do that?
No.
So like you're like up in the woods, like it's basically like a retreat.
It's supposed to be for like 5th graders too. Did you know that?
Oh, you
yeah,
mean science camp?
Yeah, something like that.
Science camp?
no,
Oh,
I don't
no.
know.
It's like
This-
there's a famous like kids from the Bay Area who like have
Yeah.
money. Usually like white
Yeah.
kids, they wear like this shirt, and it's like of a little like forest on it.
So basically
I went
like
to Walden West.
so this
Summer
one
camp.
that one was different. See, the thing is for this one was like it was just that transition about going to high school. So like I guess like
Nah. I didn't do that.
kind of like I don't know like
your last time
that too. Last time together, kind of you're starting to
Like,
like
this is a symbol.
grow into like
No.
you're gonna be getting older now, right? You're gonna go into like those important years, right, of your life. I feel
Yeah.
like. So, I remember like there was like this like one of the last days, we're in the woods at night, and they're like, "All right, you're gonna have to walk from one side
Yeah, I
of the
remember
woods to the other for like 10 minutes straight.
I remember that.
We're not gonna tell you not to. Okay, so they were sending people. Okay, pretend there's like 10 of us at once on one side.
You know?
On one side, and then you have to go to the other side. Just keep going straight all the way. But they were sending each one by one 5 minutes after each other, so we wouldn't run into each other.
Yeah, we do the same thing. But
Yeah.
We did that in 5th grade.
Yeah, you're
that's-
supposed to do it.
Science
You're supposed to do it in 5th grade,
So,
but our
yeah.
school we were kind of poor, so then
Yeah.
No, so
But-
we did it in science
yeah,
camp, but that
yeah.
was but instead of going in a straight line, we actually went on like actual little hike.
yeah, that's what we did too.
And,
Yeah,
like,
bro,
it
and I
was-
swear to God, like they were like nothing's gonna happen. There's no mountain lions. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? We're in the middle of the woods. How the fuck did I not know that?
Yeah.
Like we could get fucked. I swear, like she said that we should have run, bro. I ran that motherfucker,
Yeah.
dude. I was thinking the worst shit that something was gonna pop out. I'm like, hell nah.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
tell
actually
you.
so
I
bad.
told-
Yeah,
and they're like,
so
how'd you
bad.
get here so fast? I'm like, I was stupid. I was speed walking. Bro, I was sprinting. Bro, I was
You
hella
just
tripping.
scared, bro.
Hell yeah, I was scared. What the fuck?
Yeah, because it actually was trippy, bro. Because I remember that, and it was kind of like, you had to go through like a trail, by yourself, and it was dark, and I just remember like the moonlight was out, and then it was like on the side of a hill too, huh? So like you could like trip, and it was just late at night. I was like, bro, this is wild for me.
Yeah,
bro.
no, we did the same thing, but the only thing we had for light
Yeah.
was the stupid little like glowing rocks that we made earlier in the day.
Dude, we didn't have any lights.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
didn't have any light.
But
yeah.
no, like all it was like it would light the palm of your hand. That's it.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh no, I think we did actually have those lights. Remember we were out at night and they gave us hell of them
What?
that night. I still remember that. There was like a certain point where they give us hella lights and shit, and they were throwing it at us when we were laying down, like supposedly like we were like sleeping, like with our eyes closed, and they're like, all right, and I could feel some of it fucking touch my lip, like, ugh. Like
oh,
those
the glow sticks.
Yeah, so they just fucking took out the liquid and threw it on us.
Oh, isn't that bad?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why the fuck they did it, but yeah.
But hold up. So speaking of summer camps, though, I used to work for mental disability summer camp.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
So-
I used to work graveyard.
Wait, so
Night
let me get
shift.
this straight. Mental disability, as in like, wait, because that can mean a whole bunch of things. Does that mean like a sane asylum or like?
Autistic people.
Oh, okay.
Like
Multiple personalities kind of type of shit.
Some of them could have, yeah.
Hey,
They
bro,
get backhanded.
yeah,
bro.
am I mistaken, bro? Am I tripping? Or we used to go to YMCA and like in the van, like your mom would drive the van or something like that, and then there would be fools with like mental disabilities in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like yeah.
Wha-
so-
how did that?
No,
how did that
no,
happen?
they weren't like fucking crazy, bro. They're just people who not mentally.
But did
bro.
they work there or like how did that go?
Yeah, so they worked for this company called Kainos, and then jobs would hire this company, and the government would fund this company, so these people can have an opportunity to go and work.
Okay. Because I remember like I just remember
they
going
were
to
fucking
YMCA.
psycho or some shit,
yeah.
bro.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
No.
yeah,
but-
no, the kid, like the people I worked with, they weren't. It wasn't like they were psycho. Like
Okay.
it wasn't like they're insane. They're just
Yeah.
mentally challenged. They couldn't go through day to day life without
Oh,
help.
okay.
But obviously that does lead to challenges on its own.
Mhm.
We have like that camp has had participants pass away there.
As a result of what?
With, like seizures,
Okay.
like choking on stuff. I mean, they're kids. They're giant ass kids.
Yeah.
A lot of them are mentally like their mental age gets stunted at a very young age.
Yeah.
So they don't grow past those childish dynamics.
Yeah.
So I think one time they said that one of them shoved a whole hot dog into his mouth,
Oh.
and like he found it on the ground and it was covered in rocks and stuff.
Oh.
And he He doesn't know.
He just
any-
didn't know
He,
any
he doesn't
better.
know any better.
Yeah, he just.
He just
yeah.
he just shoved it in his mouth because he was hungry. Started eating it, but didn't realize it was full of rocks and stuff, so it got stuck in his throat.
Oh no.
And like it took a while for people to notice. Once someone noticed, they tried to perform Heimlich, but it was just so stuck in his chest that he just passed away.
Okay, yeah.
So like, obviously, like there were some people who've passed away there. And one night, I was doing grave shift, which was just like I'd be stationed in one cabin, and I'd have to keep an eye on all the participants, make sure they're safe, make sure the doors are locked, make sure no one gets out. If they need to go to the bathroom, I can help them to the bathroom. Just simple stuff like that, right? Tell me why. I had another coworker in there. Tell me why. Because they overbooked us this night, so we had 2 people in one cabin. Tell me why. At about 3:00 in the morning, out of nowhere, it got ice cold into the cabin.
You said what time? 3:00 in the
Like
morning.
3:00 in the morning.
Tell me why that's known. Like
That's
like
witching
the-
hour.
Yeah, yeah.
It got ice cold to the point where you could literally see our breaths breathing. And like we come together in the middle, we're like, dude, what the fuck's going on? And then all of a sudden, like I started feeling like all this pressure around me, just forcing, like trying to force me, not like physically force me down, but force my energy down. Like just like, and it got ice cold. And it was to the point where I had to sit down. And it was so ice cold. And me and that fool just started like, I grabbed onto my cross on my chest, and he grabbed onto his cross, and we just started saying the Our Father and Hail Mary, and the next thing you know, it warmed back up. It's definitely my cat.
Hey, I forgot because like remember how I was saying how like my stepdad Carlos, like how he with the Ouija board and shit too.
Yeah.
So when they were living right here in Mountain View, they had like I think they were still fucking with the Ouija board, right? And like there was hella incidents that happened. So like I guess there was like a fucking arm that came out of the fucking like on the bottom of like the floor.
That's crazy.
And like grabbed like his sister from the back and like scratched him and shit. And his dad, he went to go like shower and he came out with hella scratches and shit.
Oh, hell no.
Right? And I remember like I think it was Carlos' sister was like, oh, like fuck you devil, whatever, or something like that. Like why you, because they would throw pennies and shit. Throw pennies.
Wait,
And then
what
she would
pennies?
like just like throw pennies on the fucking wall and shit. Like throw pennies.
Oh, the ghost would.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like fucking his sister was like, oh fuck you, like instead of throwing me pennies, throw me like dollars fucking around. They threw a fucking like thing of dollars with hella pennies inside and shit.
Damn.
Bro, they had to like call like a freaking like a priest, and the priest was saying hella like shit, and hella like shit was moving around, hella shit. Like even the people from Univision, like the people from the news, like went and like and like interviewed them all and shit. I remember when he was telling me this, I'm like, how the fuck, like, how are you not like?
We need to find that on Univision.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to find that one.
Imagine, yeah.
That's
He was
crazy.
telling me that, and then yeah, that it was like crazy and shit. Like, he never sees some shit like that, but like he said they were all scared, bro. But obviously, like when you're fucking around with the Ouija board and all that, you're gonna call bad spirits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Bro, my mom has a story, my mom told me a story of like, I guess her and her homegirls, they used to play with the Ouija board. This is back when they were in high school or whatever. And I guess, like, you're not supposed to, you can't just get rid of it, you know, because it'll come back. Yeah, you have to, like, say goodbye. And then also, like, I think you have to burn it, bro. Like, if you want to, like, get rid of it. Like, you can't just throw it out in the garbage. Like, it'll find its way back to you. Right? So, like, I guess there was her friend was trying to get rid of it or whatever, but I don't know, she didn't come around to doing it, or I guess they were on their way to go, you know, throw it away, and they're all walking from high school or whatever, and I guess like they're crossing the street, and a truck comes and just hits her friend, just her friend, with the Ouija board in the backpack, and freaking like her friend ends up like without her legs, like they have to amputate her legs. She got ran over by a truck, and she had the Ouija board in her backpack, and the truck, I guess, only came towards her.
Did they find who did it? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they found out who did it, like who ran her over, but like my mom and her friends always thought that the reason why it came towards her was because she was like the owner of the Ouija board. She was trying to throw it away. Like, it called bad spirits. It called just bad energy. And so that one day when they were all walking together to cross the street, you feel me? The truck just hit her, you feel me? Either that or her friend is just super unlucky, you know? But yeah,
I mean, like I said,
trippy.
that goes back to my point of like conjuring bad energy. That's how you run into the bad luck.
Yeah.
But that's just you conjuring bad energy around you.
Yeah. So that's the reason why I wouldn't want to mess with that, because I wouldn't even want to enter that realm of energy, because I feel like once you enter that realm, it's sticky trying to get out of it. You feel me?
I mean, not just that, but I feel like places are just soaked in that bad energy.
Yeah.
And it just could be from random things.
Mhm.
Like that same cabin, right? Check this out. Another shift. This time we're under band power.
Yeah.
So I had to sit outside all night, and I had to listen into one cabin and watch through the window to another. I'll do my rounds. I'll go in there, check, make sure everything's good. Then I'll go and then go back to my to the other cabin, walk in it, then go back, sit down on my post. And this is probably at like 2:30 in the morning though, a little earlier. I start hearing this yip, 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 and then just galloping, like horses galloping,
Damn.
in the back of one of the cabins. And I was like, what the fuck? I froze up. I freeze. I just let it go through. Whatever was going back there, like, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it because it was so vivid. I remember just galloping on the leaves and grass, and like hearing the yip 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 like that.
That's crazy.
And like, I swear I hear it so vividly, just right behind the cabins. And the next thing you know, I'm like, it goes away just as fast as it came. It goes away. So I go back there. I look. There's no sign of like anything being ruffled up. I check both cabins. I don't have any runners. Everyone's dead asleep. I'm like, what the fuck? So I sit back down. I start playing on my phone, playing this game, and for some reason I feel myself lean into it. And like I didn't do it consciously. I just lean into my phone, and right after I was done leaning, I felt this hand on my back, and flip me so face backwards.
Oh shit.
And that happened like half an hour later, like closer to 3:15.
But did you ever do any research into that location to see like why you would hear horses outside? Did it used
No,
to be
but
like
I definitely asked around.
Yeah.
And apparently, someone like a camp counselor, like a little higher level, kind of like a shift lead level, was called. They sleep inside the cabins, but they have their own their own room. So that person was sleeping in there, and had all her stuff in there. She left to go do something, came back, and the room was completely bloodied. There was blood everywhere, just like dripping down the walls and the floor.
No.
And she's just like, she walked in there, said, "Yep, okay," and just left. And then like came back and it was fine.
That's true.
That same cabin, and no one knows why.
So this is out in the woods?
This is like Cupertino Hills area.
Okay. That's insane.
Like it's actually pretty close to St. Francis.
Damn. Is it it's like working 24/7 like throughout the year?
No.
Oh, so just the summer?
Summer and for summer camps, because I actually went to summer camp over there too.
Okay.
But of course during the summer camp time, I didn't feel any negative energy like that.
Yeah.
But when I was there working, yeah, hell yeah.
That's crazy.
And it was the same cabin every time. But something supernatural happened to me.
Yeah.
And whenever I watched another cabin, I felt fine.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to hear that story, bro.
Yeah, I feel like Mike.
come on.
I feel like Mike needs to end off the night with his
come
scary
on.
story.
Come on.
Mike, you have to, bro. This is a
Yeah.
grand finale.
Yeah, come on.
Down the drive, buddy.
Yeah.
10:45.
Nah, but come on, we want to hear that, before we go. I mean, it's something I've been waiting for the whole night. I swear.
It's not. I mean, I just consider it scary because I'm just. Fuck.
Alright.
I just consider it scary because like it has to do with driving and like a lot of shit can happen when you're driving. A lot of people like see shit, especially at night. So it's my uncle's friend on my mom's side. Like he's a truck driver, like those big ass semis and shit. and you know they go cross country. Those fools drive hours and hours, even days, and you know, I think he was going to Idaho or one of those East Coast um, states where it's just nothing but flatlands, nothing, just one fucking straightaway. And he was the only trucker on the road. And you know, sometimes you see deer going by these fucking roads, crossing them, even fucking, you know, snakes. And then all of a sudden, one time, this dude he was just driving, he was falling asleep. And you know, when he told me, like, when you turn these big ass fucking steering wheels for these big ass semis, you know, one little jerk, like if you jerk it really quick, you'll fucking, like, you'll feel it. It's a big ass truck. Any little movement, the suspension is not able to handle all that movement. And like one time, this dude, like I said, he was sleeping, he was driving. Man, he said he just saw a lady in a dress, just walking by in a white dress. Like he was, I don't know if he was hallucinating, whatever, but he said that he was driving, like he had his eyes midway open, midway closed, and like he opened them just barely enough to get a glance at the road, and you just see a lady walking by, crossing the fucking street, and he gave a little fucking jerk because he was like, damn, and then he truck flipped over.
Yeah, that's they call that. I know I've heard that. I've heard similar stories like that. They definitely call that one like the woman in white. Like sometimes she'll be like either like that and she'll cause an accident, or she'll try to be hitchhiking, and if you pick her up, she'll get kind of sexual with you, hella fast, and like if you keep going with it, she'll end up murdering you.
Bro, so there's
Oh,
like
hell
there's like this one thing like in Niles over there in Fremont, like in the hills, like supposedly at a certain day, I don't know what it is, but they call it like the hitchhike or whatever, or like the woman, I don't know, something like that. There's like a old saying that if you go, you know, right there, through Niles, right there when we go those hills before going to the mall over there in Pleasanton.
Oh yeah.
You know, right there where you like going. They say that like at a certain time, like I don't know what day it is, but like there'll be like a lady, right, and she'll like sit in the back, and then or like sometimes when you're passing by, like you'll see her like through your rear view mirror, and then she's not there anymore, or something like that. Yeah. Imagine that.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that she'll just randomly appear in your back seat if you don't stop for her, and again, she'll cause you to crash. Like just like La Di Verona is just another woman in white story.
We driving together, right? Like,
What do you mean? Yeah, we're all dipping at the same time.
yeah, like we're together.
Yeah.
Nah, chill. But like I said, like a lot of it has to do with like. But the thing is, that a lot of the woman in white stories has to do with teaching, right? So the reason why she hitchhikes and like she tries to. What's wrong?
I didn't hear that.
I didn't hear anything. Oh, my mom's in her room, so that could have been her.
I don't know why. Second time around, I'm less scared.
Yeah, at this point, I'm like, come on.
First
bring
time,
it,
I was
bring
like,
it.
kinda
We
worried.
need something for the footage.
No.
Nah, but for real, a lot of the women in white stories, like La Llorona, right? The girl hitchhiking. A lot of those stories have to do with like teaching a lesson. Like the whole point for like the story that I told about like she'll get hella sexual with you, is the reason is because she's out for revenge on her cheating husband. It's just a car, guys. Yeah, God, it's just a woman that got cheated on. She's trying to get revenge on all cheating men. So it's just like teaching men, oh, don't cheat.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these women in white stories is just a lot of teaching lessons. That's why there's a lot of speculation to whether they're actually true or not.
And that's why I ain't picking up no hitchhikers on the road.
That's why you're a loyal man, right?
Well, that too. That's
Because you love your baby.
that's a
Huh.
given. That's a given. But
That's a
I'm
good
just-
boyfriend right there.
I'm just saying though, like on top of that, I don't know. Like I'd love to
I
be a
want the
good
one in
person.
green.
I'd love to be a good person and help somebody on the side of the road out, but I can't be doing all that.
Can't be letting you get sexual like that.
Yeah, especially that.
I think that's all we got for tonight, boys.
Hey, I had all I had to say, bro. You know I gave a lot of stories.
Yeah, that was a solid podcast. We hope y'all enjoyed. We almost had a heart attack halfway through.
Yep.
And look, if y'all want to see us, go to like some haunted locations or you feel me, go camping or something like that, let us know in the comments below, and we'll go do that.
Also, I'll link up Manny's Venmo so you can send us the funding because we're some broke boys too.
Yeah, that too.
The basic broke boys. For real.
But that's
Alright,
it, y'all.
Deuces.
Talk to y'all later.
Thank you.